everyone, I have a new book to show you a flip through of. Now this is a Japanese book, you can probably guess from this, which came from Etsy, and it is called, here it says, it says Kuusoogai's colouring book that travels through the seasons, Nishimura Noriko and Yuki, it says there. But on the label that came with it, it says colouring book of imaginary towns that travels through the seasons. Okay, so slightly different name. So here we go. Now the cover is beautiful. It's really soft, and it feels like it's made from a really shiny plasticky finish. Nice. But it doesn't reflect, it's matte, it doesn't reflect the light. But it is an interesting shape. You can see it isn't square. It's actually, I bought my ruler just so you would know, 29 3/4 centimetres by about 21. If I turn the ruler the other way, you can see that's 11 3/4 by 8 and a bit inches. Is that A4, I wonder? This is an A4 piece of paper. It is A4. This is Act Box colouring page. Just happens to have it on my desk. Oh no, I've got to put it back. Oh, reaching right across. There we go. Right. So you can see how beautiful this cover is with all these greens, and it looks like it's done in watercolour. Now this is a dust wrapper. It's a loose cover, but I'll show you that in a minute. And here is the side. Look at this lovely writing, and on the back, look at this beautiful one. So we have all this sakura cherry blossoms and things, but look at the colours. I wouldn't think of using that sort of a limited colour palette on buildings. It's such a lovely idea. So here we go. So let's have a look inside. Let's just move my ruler away. So when I open up, I will zoom out in a moment. I'm just going to gently press that. It's come out. Sorry, my desk is really dark around the periphery because I've got my blinds shut, the sun's shining. So we'll do, what we'll do is we'll look at this page first. We'll come in a bit closer and just look at this page. So we've got the dust cover. You can see, here's the dust wrapper. And there's the actual front cover with, it's not quite black, sort of sepia almost colour pictures. The inside of the dust wrapper is just a shiny piece, and then this is just like a piece of fine, really thin, almost, it's waxy on this side. This side feels like very toothy tissue paper, and this side is waxy. It's beautiful. Look at that, all those beautiful green, and it's the same pattern as was on the cover. And this one is also this sort of waxy side with a matte, very toothy page here. But this page, this one feels quite toothy as well, but not as much as this. This is really very toothy. And so this is obviously our sort of title page, and in the background here is what's on the cover, but now in this sort of sepia look. Now here we have, this is much more toothy again, these pages, really so much that I can actually feel, and I wonder if this is because maybe it's supposed to be for watercolours. And if it is, then I've got my watercolour pencils, so that's really interesting. So we've got all this information here that I can't read. I assume these girls, these ladies might be the authors. I don't know. And then this as well. I love this. I'm going to see if I can take a photograph of it and see if I can get it translated in Google Translate or something. But look at these curtains. They're beautiful. Really lovely. And now we have the sort of instructional pages, which I'm going to show you a little bit of. So it does show here a selection of coloured pencils in this picture. And if I look really closely, I can see it looks like there's Holbein's polychromos. I can see some Derwent, and that's a Derwent there as well. So there's a mixture of coloured pencils. And then here, there's some erasers. So that's a Derwent eraser. I think that one might be too sharp, and a different little tiny eraser. And this looks like a feather. I wonder if this is a brush. And then there's a frame. And here it teaches you some methods, but it's tricky to see. And obviously I can't read it, but I think it's talking about how to blend and mix colours and things, shade and things like that. And look at this, it's absolutely beautiful. This has been coloured in pencil rather than the front, which looks like it's been coloured in watercolour, and it's really pretty. And here there are sort of instructions, so it shows you that's a that might be Caran d'Ache luminance pencil, actually shows you colouring in that, and then that looks like it could be a polychromos and building up different colours. And then again here showing you doing different colours in different parts of the page, making it bright and colourful. It's almost like a little tutorial. And then we get more here. I'm sorry if this isn't exciting, but I want to look at it. See how it shows you colouring the buildings and doing different layers of colours into the trees, which is rather pretty. And then this one again, layering up pencil colours in the different areas to get different shades. And here as well, different purples and blues and things like that. I'm not going to linger too long on how to do the bushes. And here we have pictures of try and keep it in the middle a little bit, of the page. Now I am assuming that these are the pages in the book, the uncoloured pictures, and they're showing you them coloured. Now I like this idea because sometimes it's hard to know how to make a building look different, because I tend to fall into the trap of always colouring my buildings the same colours. I might always do them in brick or grey or beigey colour, you know. So these are not. So that's really nice. So it gives you some ideas of different ways of colouring them. I love this one with all the greens. Look at that, it's beautiful. And here are more of them, different ones. Look at this one. And lots more. I'm not going to linger too long. I shall show you the uncoloured pages a bit more. So here is our first uncoloured page, and I'm just going to check that it is the one, number 1 in this list. Yes, it is. Sakura Blue Metropolis it's called. So here is our first page. So I'm going to hold it a little bit closer so you can see the print, because I feel that that isn't black. I feel that that is slightly sepia coloured print, which is quite interesting. I felt the same with some of the other Japanese books I've got too, which I found quite fascinating. So here is our first one. It tells us the name on the back. They are single-sided. So it's going to be very good if you want to use wet medium. Now you can see that they're very, very detailed. I couldn't imagine trying to do watercolour on this, so I would definitely use pencils on this one. Look at that. This is the one from the front cover, all the greens and things. And what is good about the detail on this page, I'm going to come in a little closer, there you go, is that if you, they tear out as well. I've just noticed that you can see a line, so you can tear them out, so you can get right into the, you don't need to get right into the corner actually, the tear is before that. But so you can tear them out for framing if you want to. What I find is good is if you're tired and you just want to colour a little bit, you just take that tiny bit and just colour that. And then tomorrow you can colour that bit. You know, you don't have to do the whole thing, and it's almost sectioned for you, so you get that satisfaction of just finishing that little bit, which I find rather attractive. And there's this one. This is the one, the cow one, with the sort of cow cloud. I think it's so imaginative. And here is a sort of it says, oh no, the name's on the back, because that one's called Milk Civilization. It's on the back. This one looks like a fun fair. We've got the sort of swan boats and the elephant. the imaginary of Kichijioji. Interesting. So here we've got sort of plants growing, lovely trees, and then everything is sort of plant based. The building's got roots. It's lovely. Green civilization, that's the green page we saw earlier, and then we have this sort of windmills, much more industrial looking. So you could go for your metallic pencils, or your sort of steampunky looks, that sort of thing. It's called Sun Civilization. This one looks very foresty. You've got a lovely toucan, parakeet, parrots and things. Little nests up here. And look, there's a fossil of a dinosaur. Wow. This is very small. Really teeny. But it's just, wow. That's called Bird Paradise and Jungle. Makes perfect sense. Now here, I've got all these flying machines and loads again of sort of windmilly type buildings, and these fluffy flowery things. Wind civilization, I guess that makes sense. So these are like dandelions, I'm assuming. I don't know. And look at these look like they're like candies or ice cream or something like that. That one says mint, that one says choco mint. That one says CMT, choco, mint choco, peppermint. There's all mint. It's called Mint Chocolate City. Oh, lovely. So here we've got I was going to say camel, but now I'm thinking llama, camel, don't know, doesn't matter. No, I think it's a camel. It's carrying a little house on its back. We've got all these starry planets. Look, there's a big planet. And then we have this beautiful domed city there, and it's all sand in a desert. Arabian Night with a camel. Makes sense. And this is the one with all the drinks. I don't know if you spotted it when we were doing the flip through. Look at the completed pages. And they've each got a little thing inside. So we've got, this one's got looks like a flying bathtub. It's very interesting. This one has got a straw, it's got oranges, just domed buildings. This one's got like apple trees. This has got buildings on a cloud. It's got like a little bridge and fish in the sky. It's more of an oriental building design. This one looks more like a silhouette. This is a very busy metropolis. And then this one looks like a park. This one looks like we've got a lot of outer space things going on. It's got numbers. I wonder if they're all named. Drinks menu in Kuusoogai Cafe. Cool. My pronunciation I apologise for. So this one we've just got lots of tall buildings. Now I'm looking, we've got a sort of London Eye type thing. We've got a horse and this carriage in the sky. This domed building is interesting. I wonder whether Sepia City it's called. We've got a nice clock. Now this one we've got lovely florals, and then all the buildings look a little bit different. You've got florals on. It's called Cosmos City, so I'm assuming Cosmos daisies. That's really nice. Now this one we're in a forest. You can see all the trees, leaves, everything's got leaves. Got squirrels, or are they chipmunks? Yeah, something. I've got little mushrooms growing out of this one, acorns, berries, sort of like fungi, all sorts of things, even a pumpkin there. It's nice, isn't it? Oh, it's called Autumn Kingdom. Oh, very good for this season. Makes sense. Now what I would be tempted to do with this book is to take myself a photograph of each of these and then have it beside me when I was colouring, so I could choose whether to colour it the same or different, but they're quite small, so I would take a photo and then I could potentially blow it up, you know, on my tablet by doing this and zoom in so I could see a bit more. Now this one is sort of stationary, I think, because we've got what looks like scissors and safety pins and stamps and a pen and a pencil and things like that. Now it's interesting because Johanna Basford does a stationery page, and I remember someone going, I could think of nothing more boring than colouring stationery, but actually these are done in a sort of cutesy style. I don't know what it is, they just look really sweet and fun to colour. They're not, it doesn't look office-like in any way, you know, and not like any office I've ever seen. And of course they're all made to look at like buildings. It's called the Kingdom of Stationery. Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Now this one is shelved. I have to turn it around for you. Oh, I haven't got room to slip it down. So let's show you it bit by bit. So we've got all these bottles on shelves. Look at all that. Really interesting. All sorts of interesting things in there. Now bottles are difficult to colour, but I have got a few different techniques that I use to make them simple and fun. The Shelves of the City Plants Lab is what that one was called. So I look forward to this one. Now this is a bakery. I can see we've got bread, excuse me, croissants, and it says bakery there. Cafe, menu, espresso, cafe latte, cafe mocha. We've got pretzels here, all sorts of things, but still lovely trees and things as well. And a coffee cup, bread coffee, bakery, bread lab, bread city under the blue tree. So is this blue? I'm really curious now. The colour is blue. Yeah. There it is. Blue. Wow. I'm just looking at how they look how they've been. They're just beautiful. And here is looks like we're inside our coffee shop, or because here's the menu, and we've got sort of machines, but everything's made to look a bit like a building. It's so clever, so clever. And that's called Coffee City in the back of the cafe. Now here we have more organic looking designs. These sort of, is it bunting? Is it stalactites? I'm not really sure. We've got a rabbit and these carrots. It all looks a bit rabbity, carroty. What is it? Carrot City in Wonderland. Now this one's very detailed. All these little tiny bits. We've got these sort of skeleton of a dinosaur here, and then fossils, little teeny buildings, a fish fossil. I think we're underground. The coal mine Christmas tree. Huh, what does it look like? Look at that. It doesn't look like a Christmas tree, but they've made it sort of shine, and look, done these in sort of just sort of grayscale-ish. Wow. This one, oh, it's this way up. Hold on, I can't fit it all in. I have to do the best I can. So we've got these treetops. I'll go beyond the treetops so you can just about see. I hope I tip it that way. So you've got, it looks really Christmassy to me, this sort of house, like a gingerbread, I'm thinking. And look at these little people all looking at it. And I think this is all snow, but we'll see what it's called. It is called Sweetstown, later the Witch's Forest. So this looks like we're inside. Because you can see the windows and some sort of machinery, but all looks like trees still. Look at this one. Looks like a pile of profiteroles with a strawberry on top. And we've got the curtains. Remember the curtains that I said were so pretty? They're in this picture. Strawberry Noir Castle. And I didn't show you, but there's a little bit of a picture on the back of each one. Now this one. This looks like, are we snowing? I think we might be snowing. We've got snow-topped buildings, I think. The castle town of red apples and white snow. Oh, there's the apples in all these apple trees. I missed those. Now we've got another piece of sort of waxy paper. Now what I'm wondering, please come out. No, because I thought these might be what you could use to protect your page with, but they don't come out. They're just beautiful end paper. Really lovely wax. And here is our, look at, we've got the teapot from the one with the shelves, and there's the back page. You can see this is shiny, so you can see how it feels from the shine, but this side is just matte. Oh, it's so beautiful. Now I'm not going to do a colouring from it today. There's a lot of detail. I don't want to sort of start something here and then finish it elsewhere. So I'm thinking there's a few pages here that would make, like this one, although it's very detailed, I think that some of them might make interesting videos. So I'm going to wait and choose a page and do it as a series rather than doing a little bit on the end of the flip through, which isn't part of the series. So it means I won't be able to tell you what the paper colours down like. I suppose I could colour something. I haven't got any pencils in here at the minute because I was never intending on colouring a piece in this flip through. So I will I'll do a tutorial from here at some point. I'm doing a lot of autumn things at the minute, so I'm not sure when, but I will do one. And yeah, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. So that is lovely. So thank you, Claire. I will put all the information in the description if you're interested in buying. Now, what Claire said to me and the postman said to me, which I didn't mention in this video, is if you order from Etsy, you don't pay import duty, but if you order from Amazon, you do. So if the book is cheaper on Amazon, it may be because you need to pay import duty, so you need to be very careful. That applies to the UK. It might not apply to every country. Do be careful and check that first, because import duty from Japan can be silly money. Silly expensive. Anyway, I've had fun with that. That's lovely. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you have a really super day, and happy colouring.